Hello, hello. We are live. It is Monday, May 22nd, 2023, and we are here for the daily transmission. Please say hello wherever you are, and welcome to Gemini season, my friends. It is our air sign of communication and information. Gemini season is flirtatious and curious and not indecisive. Let's not call it that. Just the same way that we're not going to emphasize, let's say, like the shadow qualities or the lower vibrational traits of any other sign. Why do we do that to Geminis? Let's embrace the informational, the curious, the driven, the talkative, the congenial, the adaptable Gemini. Okay, Gemini season is super fun. And it's not technically summer yet, and maybe this is just like my perception as both a Floridian and a Gemini rising. But I feel like Gemini is like kind of the start of summer. It's like pre-summer. We're like pre-gaming for summer, right? So along with that, we also had Mars move into Leo over the weekend. I don't know about you, but I had a very Gemini season, Mars and Leo start to my weekend. I went out to a really fun party. It was just this like free donation kind of like festival. But not like a festival, I guess, sort of. It was like an all-day event, like a free rave. So it was super fun out on the pier and just got to connect with the community, and listen to great music and party. And so very, very Gemini vibes, very, very Mars and Leo vibes for the beginning of the season. So I hope that whatever you did over the weekend, that it was fun and nourishing, and that you feel like energized and fulfilled. So there's not a lot of like major movement going on this week, but we do have a couple of very interesting transits that I think that you should know about, just to carry your cosmic umbrella if you need to. And I expand more about Gemini season on my Substack. I posted that last night. So if you go to my Substack, or it's the link in my bio, mamacapricorn.substack.com, you can check out my Gemini season post. But let's talk about this week a little bit. So like I said, we had Mars enter Leo. Now, Mars has two kind of relationships that are going on right now in the sky. So it's squaring our newly entered Jupiter, right? Jupiter in Taurus. And then it's opposing Pluto retrograde in Aquarius. So all of these things are happening like right around 0 degrees, right? Like everything just entered its signs, which when we have something at the beginning or at the very end, these are considered kind of like heightened placements. So the feeling that I get from these is like overwhelm, that there's so many options, that there's so many things that we could be doing right now. And not necessarily in a negative way, not like, oh my gosh, I have so many responsibilities. Although like we're humans in, 2023. So I imagine that you do have an amount of responsibilities. But this is more like there are a lot of pathways opening up. Like there are a lot of doors opening, a lot of opportunities to consider. And while that is a good thing, it can also be really overwhelming when we have lots of choices and lots of opportunities. Like with my daughter, I try not to give her open-ended, like, what would you like for dinner? If I'm going to give her a choice, it's, do you want this or that? Because the more that we limit the choices, the easier it is for us to make those choices. And so right now, if you have a lot of choices to make, or if you're feeling like just doors are opening and so many opportunities, this is not something that we want to have negative feelings about, right? We want to like, yes, I love having new opportunities, but we need to be grounded in our body and in our purpose in order to have the discernment necessary to know which of those opportunities are for us and which ones are for us now, and maybe which ones are for us later. Okay. So along with that, we also have Venus in a square with Chiron this week. Now, Venus and Chiron had a meetup, had a conjunction not too long ago, right? So we just talked about this a couple of months ago, right around the time I got engaged, actually, right? So when Venus made its conjunction with Chiron, this was a place to stop and take a look at things that need to be healed in order for you to embrace abundance, in order for you to embrace love, in order for you to embrace a feeling of positivity and fulfillment and creating more for yourself. Venus is really all about like what we want to see more of. So it's centered around our value system. It's centered around our sense of our relationship to ourselves, like our relationship to self-love, and then also our relationship to other people, like our interpersonal relationships. And so when Venus makes that square with Chiron, you may be feeling a little imposter syndrome. Maybe you may be feeling like am I really up for this? I know I was literally just having this thought this morning because I have one more full weekend of yoga teacher training. I have to record like my practical test. I have one more written test, and then we have our graduation. And I'm sitting here and I'm like, am I ready for this? Like, am I really ready for this? And yeah, I have all of the information I need. I have all of the like skills that I need. I just need to put it into practice. I just need to put it to use. I am up for this, but I'm only up for this if I step up to the plate and do it. There's only so much that we can do with information. Information itself is not going to change your life. It's what you choose to do with that information. And God bless it if that's not the medicine that you need to hear at the beginning of Gemini season. I know that Gemini season is a time where you feel like, oh my gosh, just so exciting. I could do this, I could do that, I could do this, I could be here, I could be there. And then again, with all of these other things that we're talking about and the feeling of, doors opening and things are exciting, but also maybe that's a little overwhelming. And am I really ready for this? Maybe, but maybe you need to have a little bit more room to expand as well. But you can't do that. You don't have the room to expand unless you give yourself the opportunity to apply it. Okay. So, like I said, more on Substack if you want to get the full post of the Gemini season breakdown. I will have more posts coming throughout the season because we've got some big stuff going on in Gemini season. We've got Pluto retrograde going back into Capricorn. We've got Venus entering Leo. And while it doesn't happen in Gemini season, Venus goes retrograde in Leo this year. So there's definitely a post coming there. We've got some fun some fun Jupiter things going on. So more Jupiter posts to come. So make sure you're subscribed to the Substack. And then if you would like to get a little bit of clarity, if you're like, yes, Fani, I feel you, all of these opportunities are opening up for me, so many doors, the imposter syndrome is real, please help me. I'd like to have a little bit of support in knowing where to point my compass. Come on, let's book a session. The link is in my bio. If you don't know where to find it, just send me a DM and I'll send you the link. So that's it for today. I will be back tomorrow, Tuesday, for our next transmission. I love y'all so much. I hope that you have a beautiful start to Gemini season and make good choices. And along with those choices, make sure that you're applying the information that you are given, not just letting it spin and spin and spin. Okay. Loving you until tomorrow. Bye-bye now.